What's up? It's your boy Kay, and I'm here with Isaac. Say hi to the people, Isaac.
Hello to the people.
We are back with our fan-selected movie review, number 2, over the M. Night Shyamalan film, Trap, of 2024, starring Josh Hartnett as Cooper Abbott.
So this is about a father and daughter that go to a concert, only to find out it's actually a big trap to find a serial killer that's in the crowd. Pretty interesting plot to the movie. Out of all my M. Night Shyamalan movies, this is probably not one of my favorites, so I had to kind of, unfortunately, rate it fairly low. So I'm at a 6.5 out of 10. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. This wasn't one of the top M. Night Shyamalan movies. With that being said, it was an interesting take on a realistic serial killer.
I agree.
And I think I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10.
Generous.
Yeah, so here's why, okay? I did like how they kind of personify this dude as almost like a genius Michael Myers-esque type character. Yeah. That's just realistic, and he's living the double life. You know, he has the wife, has the kids, but he's also a serial killer known as the Butcher, who, you know, completely... he chops up his victims, I guess, for lack of a better term. So I like just the premise behind it, and I like how they tried to make this dude, you know, he's like super OCD, super paying attention to detail. And I really like the fact how even in the end, you know, every single situation that he gets in, it's almost like he figures out that one way, the only way possible to get out of it.
Yep. And
in the end, you even find out he got put in that situation not even due to his own flaws. Yeah. It was his wife. So it was a solid movie as far as, you know, playing it through and making you think one thing's going to happen, no way he's going to get out of this, and then the next second he figures it out because he's just a genius.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like I said, I'm a big M. Night Shyamalan fan, so I watch all of his movies, seen every single one of them. And I always appreciate the plot and the concept of the movie. And I think I do the same with this. So the idea is very interesting. And I think I like the concept of him kind of being trapped inside, figuring out how he's got to get out. There's police everywhere. There's FBI. You can't leave. They're checking every mail before he leaves and having conversations. I don't know what they would have asked him, but I mean, he, again, like Kay kind of explained, he figured out like certain ways to get around some of that and was trying to think through that whole show, what am I going to do to get out of this situation? So yeah, I mean, the idea behind the movie I think is very interesting. That's probably my favorite part about it.
Yeah, I'd say one thing I didn't really like though, it's an M. Night Shyamalan film, and typically he kind of, you know, a lot of his twists and turns comes from somewhat of the supernatural realm. You know, when you look at movies like Signs, like The Village, you know, The Sixth Sense, these are movies that are all like, they have a supernatural element that allows for that crazy thing to happen that you didn't expect. Yeah. With this, it was sticking more to the realistic realm. And I'd say a lot of the situations where he found himself getting out of, no normal person would be able to do. You know, just from the very beginning, thinking about a concert that is completely surrounded by the police force and SWAT and all that, he still figured out a way to get past that first barrier. Yeah. And that's not mentioned in the next 2-3 barriers that he has along the rest of the movie. So yes, it was realistic to a degree. It was cool to see like the super genius OCD aspect of getting through things like the best way you would. But no normal person would have even made it through half the movie if you were a serial killer.
Yeah, probably my two big things I didn't really enjoy. One was that there was some questionable acting. I hate to say that, but there was some parts where I'm like, you probably could have done that better, or even got somebody else to maybe do it a little bit better. I don't know if it was some of these people's first times on the screen. I don't know, but it just kind of it wasn't. Some of that stuff wasn't as believable. The other part is kind of the same thing we've been talking about. I was ready for some really, really deep, like, twists and turns throughout the movie, because that's what he's known for when he writes. and directs shows.
Mm-hmm.
And in this one, you just didn't quite get that.
Yeah. Yep. So that as far as we are going to go with the not as much spoilers aspect of this movie review. Now we are going to start getting into spoilers. So before you leave, if you're one of those people who don't watch the spoilers, go ahead and comment a movie that you would like us to review for our next fan-selected movie review.
Yep.
We do it at the beginning of the week, so preferably before Sunday. If we could get a comment on a video, we can review it for you. All right, so getting into some spoilers, right? As I mentioned before, him getting even past the first barrier of getting out of the arena itself was kind of like, very smart, I guess, in his daughter being the one to get picked to go backstage.
Yeah.
But the one problem I have is that with the singer herself, which found out later she's related to M. Night Shyamalan. I'm not sure the relation, but she has the last name Shyamalan, which pretty cool to have her involved in it. That's the first time I think I've seen her on a screen appearance.
I think so too, yeah.
So whenever he gets to her and he ends up finding his way out of the arena, she is presented with a choice. That I see this choice in a lot of different movies where it's like he basically threatens her and shows her a victim that he is having, someone hostage right now. And he says, I will kill this dude right now if you don't get us out of here. And I always think to myself when that situation comes up, like, bro's got to take one for the team. I mean, we're not going to let one hostage live so that this serial killer can make it out of here and continue. I mean, you can't just flip that switch off. It's not like it's, oh, you caught me, I'm not going to kill the rest of my life again. So we're going to let you're going to save this one dude so that so that he can get free and go out and kill more people. No, if he would have said, hey, I'm going to kill this dude or you get me out of here, Mike, fucking press the button. Press the button, okay? I'm saving the rest of the people that you're going to be killing later on.
No, it's a moral decision, and she decided that she wanted to save him. But again, what's to say that she's not going to get killed herself at this situation? So there were a couple parts in the movie where I was just like, man, this is just bizarre. Like, for them to get out in the limousine and none of her staff were even, like, questioning her or even went with her. I mean, it was just her driver. I'm like, always assistants people always go with big people like that. So it's not just going to be her with two fans. That's just not going to happen, especially since they know that they're looking for the killer.
Looking for a serial killer.
And then when they get over to the girl's house, she's in the bathroom. She locked herself in. Instead of calling the police, she gets on Instagram Live and tries to help find the guy that's captured. And then doesn't say anything about, hey, help me, because here's where I'm at. So I'm like, there was just some pieces that were, I think there were gaping holes that they probably could have written a lot better. But again, it's not going to be a waste of your time to watch the movie. I mean, I think you watch it, you get your own perspective on it. But there were just some things that we thought, like, right away, it's like, that could have been written better.
Yeah, and the one more thing that I want to, and I'm not trying to knock on the film too much, but when he was in the limousine as the driver, and they're out in the street, and she is handcuffed in the back of her place because he is now holding her hostage, and she manages to just barely roll down the window and, like, alert someone to get help. And so this giant mob of people just flood the outside of the car. Somehow, in that scenario, he manages to get out of the car, prop up these books and a helmet to make it look like someone's still in the car, and he makes his way into the crowd with a completely different outfit on and throws on the hoodie while the police are now looking at the car. It's just like, that's not realistic. How did no one in that entire crowd that is watching the limousine trying to see inside, no one saw him get out? And then, I mean, if you're propping up books and stuff, you have to be standing with the door open on the outside, right? Like,
somebody should have been pointing it out a little bit.
No one? Really? No one. No one could have said, hey, is this dude right here? He's the one that got out.
Yep.
So, yeah, just some unrealistic elements, man. 7.5. Go watch it. It wasn't super bad. Good for a one-time watch. I'm glad we didn't go see this in the movie theater.
Yep.
It's definitely one that's good on the couch, but definitely some holes.
Yes.
Alright, that's all we have for this video. If you like this video, please give us a like. Go ahead and comment a movie you want us to watch for our next fan-selected movie. Or just comment what you thought about our movie review if you disagreed with something. Go ahead and share this with your friends. If anyone is interested in watching the movie Trap and they want to know a little bit about it before they go and watch it, this is a great video to watch. And finally, please give us a sub on YouTube. Every sub goes a long way, and we are almost at our goal of 500 subs.
Getting there.
So, we're close. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a great day.